fellow booktubers, my name is Lauren, you're watching Dreams Books Courage, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my January TBR. If you saw my December wrap-up video, then you know that I read a total of 7 books in the month of December, which is awesome for me. And so for my TBR for this month, I'm also having 7 books. But the first 3 books I'm going to be talking about today, I'm not actually going to be including in my TBR because I'm not sure if I will finish any of these 3 books within the month of January. The first one is Outlander, which I'm pretty sure I've been reading since the month of November, and I listened to it on an audiobook with my mom on the way home from school, so it is definitely taking quite a while. If you've actually seen the real book, then you know that this is a pretty thick book to get through, especially in audio form, so I'm not sure whenever we'll finish this, but hopefully quite soon. I am currently reading a play in my English class, and that is Hamlet by William Shakespeare. We're only 2 acts through, so we have 3 acts to go, so we may or may not be finishing that this month. It is a tragic play, featuring a lot of things that William Shakespeare is famous for, with some comic relief mixed with some romance, mixed with a lot of action, and I'm really enjoying this because I just love hearing Shakespeare's plays because they are so beautifully worded, and no one can really put sentences together like the Bard can. The third book that is not included on my TBR is Daily Rituals by Mason Curry. And this book is really awesome. My mom got it for me for Christmas, and it's about the daily rituals of famous artists, from writers to scientists to filmmakers to sculptors, just pretty much anyone who's famous and is an artist and had an interesting daily ritual is in this book. I'm reading about one artist's daily ritual a day, and there are 161 different artists within this novel, so it's probably going to take me quite a while to get through this, but I think it's really interesting to just kind of learn about all of these artists' daily rituals, and hopefully I'll be able to incorporate some of the stuff that I learned within this book in my own life. So now let's get on to my TBR for this month only. The first book I've actually already completed this month, and it is Counting by Sevens by Holly Goldberg Sloan. This is a middle grade novel about a 12-year-old who is a prodigy, which means that she has a genius level IQ, she's memorized medical textbooks, she loves plants, and she is quite a quirky character. This was such an inspiring read for the first book of the year, and it really talks about how chain reactions can happen just through kindness and being able to inspire people. And this book definitely inspired me to be more like the main character within this book, whose name is Willow Chance. You guys should definitely pick up this book. I haven't heard very much about it on BookTube. Even though it's middle grade, it is very inspiring, and I think it would be a good book for all ages. Next is a book that came out just a few months ago, and I have not yet gotten the chance to read it, but I'm so glad I finally will, and that is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. And I am so excited about this book. It takes place in the Shadowhunter universe. And if you have read any of the Mortal Instrument series or the Infernal Devices trilogy, then you definitely know who this person is, and it is Magnus Bane, who is a warlock. Within the Shadowhunter world, warlocks live forever. And within this, there are 12 novellas about Magnus Bane's travels throughout time and space, pretty much. He's such a funny and outlandish character, and I love reading about him within the Shadowhunter Chronicles, so I'm really excited that Magnus Bane gets his own book, especially since it's quite a large book. I just love all of the Shadowhunter covers because they are just so sparkly like this. And I think because I got this from Barnes & Noble, it actually has an exclusive bonus story, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. Next up, we have quite a controversial book that has definitely had some talk about it recently, and that is Girl Online by Zoe Sugg. Zoe Sugg is known as Zoella here on YouTube, and the controversy is about her having a ghostwriter. We don't really know how much she or the ghostwriter actually wrote of this book, but either way, I really want to get into this book. I've heard it's actually pretty good, and I think this cover is pretty adorable. The plot of this book is about a girl named Penny who has a blog named Girl Online, and she kind of writes under that alias about her life. At one point, she meets a boy named Noah, and I think that's where her love story really takes off. I'm really excited to read this book just because Zoe definitely has a lot of experience with the relationships and dealing with online stuff. And she has millions of subscribers, and her boyfriend Alfie actually is a YouTuber himself. So whether or not she wrote this full book by herself, I'm still really excited to pick this book up. Next is a book that has been raved about here on YouTube, and it is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. And let's just take a moment to appreciate this cover. I think it is so beautiful, and also the hardback itself is just so beautiful. I've heard that this features a strong female character, and I love reading about those. And this character is actually a dreamwalker, which means exactly what it sounds like. She walks in people's dreams, and her just being alive is illegal, so at some point she actually gets locked up in a jail. And I think this is about her breaking out or something like that, but I'm really excited to get into the story. It's kind of big, but I've heard really good things about it. I've heard that I'll just fly through this book, so I'm really looking forward to reading this, especially since the sequel to this book, called The Mime Order, comes out on January 27th, so I really want to read this book before the sequel comes out. Next we have a book that is the start of a series that I've wanted to read for such a long time, and it is Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. I don't really think that Rochelle Mead's covers of her books do her books justice, but I'm sure that this is going to be such a great read. I've read the Vampire Academy series by her, and this is kind of like a companion series, but I think this one focuses more on humans and vampires, and I don't really want to say too much about the first book, because to really understand what's happening in this series, you really need to read the Vampire Academy series first. All I know about this book is that it features alchemists, which are humans and vampires. So that definitely sounds quite interesting. I'm actually planning to finish the first 3 books in the series within the month of January. So the other 2 books that I plan on finishing are The Golden Lily and The Indigo Spell. The 6th book in the series comes out on February 10th, which is called The Ruby Circle, so I really want to read all of the series before that book comes out. Either way, I'm definitely marathoning this series and I'm super excited about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love to know what you think about these books and also what your January TBR is down below. As always, I'm gonna go get back to reading.